Hi, I'm Gary Rowett, manager of Birmingham City Football Club. Let's find out more about my Blues squad with our partners, No.5 Chambers and No.5 Direct Legal Solutions.
Gary, what was the best goal you scored in your playing career?
Oh, best goal scored. Mind you, there's so many of them from full-back, it's incredible. I would say possibly away at Bristol Rovers in the Cup for Birmingham, free kick from, I'm going to add a little bit more on so it sounds better, about 45 yards out, I would say. And Trevor Francis, this is the honest truth, Trevor Francis was on the side of the pitch shouting, look at the goalkeeper, he's off his line, shoot. I'd not even thought about it, so I shot, went in the top corner, and in the media afterwards he tried to claim complete credit for the goal, which was particularly like Trevor at the time.
What is your proudest Birmingham City moment, either as a player or manager?
I think as a player would have been the playoff games. I know we didn't get through them, but certainly a proud game, particularly the first ones. I think the second ones against Barnsley was soured somewhat with the result, but against Watford certainly to be 1-0 down after the first leg and then to score early second leg and it to be such a great evening. I know we didn't get through in the end, but it was a fantastic night to be involved in. As a manager, I would say possibly, you can look at a number of ones, but I would say probably the Watford game at home to break that duck of games that they hadn't won at home for so long.
Who is the best player you played against and the best player you played with?
Best player I played against would have been a pre-season friendly for Derby against Barcelona. I think I'd marked Sonny Anderson, the Brazilian forward, for about 60 minutes. Thought I'd done really well. Saw the substitute board go up and they made 5 substitutions, one of which was Rivaldo. So I thought I'd best kick him early on. I remember trying to kick him and literally just bounced off him, couldn't get near him for the last 30 minutes. Realised that there was another level or 5 or 6 levels above the current level I was playing at in the Premier League at the time. And I would say he was by far the best player I've played against. I think with, probably in terms of ability, Roberto Mancini came to Leicester for 3 months while I was there, and his ability was phenomenal. To see a player just master the ball, it would come at him at any angle, and he'd bring it down. His control again, you just looked at that type of player and you just wondered, at his very best, what type of player would he have been? Possibly someone also like Paul McGrath as well, again, to play with him at Derby. Couldn't move, couldn't train, yet on a Saturday he came to life, and there was that little bit that you thought, wow, imagine what sort of player he was when his knees were okay at his peak. So yeah, I'd say those players.
Which is the best stadium you have played in?
Best stadium I've played in? Obviously I can't say our own, so a difficult one really. I think there'd be the obvious ones. I think I always enjoyed playing at Anfield, I have to be honest, just because the fans are so close to the pitch, because of the historical context of what it was when you stepped out onto the pitch.
Who is the best manager you played under?
Best manager I played under? Oh wow, that's really difficult to answer that in one person. I think you glean little bits from all of those people. I would say someone like Alan Kirbysley at Charlton, although it was for a short time, was very impressive when I played under him. So if I had to pick one person, I think every other manager had fantastic traits. I mean, Trevor, was very enjoyable to play under. Jim Smith was a great man manager. Peter Taylor was an excellent coach. But I would say if I had to pick one, I'd probably say Alan Kirbysley.
Who is the worst dressed player in your Birmingham City squad?
The worst dressed player? That's hard to pick one because they're all so badly dressed these days. I would say who makes the most effort, but I'm always a little bit unsure of what the end product is, would probably be David Cottrell, I would say.
Who do you room with on away trips, and what is their most irritating habit?
I don't room with anyone on the away trips, and that's the reason why, because I don't like rooming with people with any sort of irritating habits. So I room on my own, which means I can get a little bit of work done. And it means no one's waking me up in the middle of the night when I'm thinking about the team as well.
Who has the worst taste in music in the dressing room?
Whoever puts the stuff on before the games, because that is horrific. As soon as the lads walk out, it's been booming for about an hour, first thing I do is switch it off and just get 15 minutes peace and quiet. I would say probably the easiest way of me doing that is the staff. I would say the staff saying he's definitely got the worst tasting music. He is cheesy, 70s, 80s, Phil Collins, anything that you would just say is typical, you know, that type of music that is Saley, middle of the road, loves it.
Who thinks they are the squad comedian?
Dave Cotchell again. I would say he thinks he's a squad comedian. He is actually quite funny, I haven't told him that yet, but he does actually make me laugh occasionally from some of the comments from afar. We've got quite a number of I think are quite amusing in their own little way, but Cots is the most obvious one because he never shuts up really, so I don't want to keep mentioning his name, but I would say he's probably the funniest.
And finally, who would make the best barrister in the Birmingham City squad?
Well, if it was who needs the most barristers, I'd have gone for Cots again. But if it's who would make the best barrister, difficult that one. I think Thomas Kujak would make quite a good barrister. He doesn't give a lot away. He's got good experience, good knowledge, overall knowledge, and he comes out with some quite incisive comments from time to time. And he probably charges the most, so I would say that would be quite a good analogy, yeah, for Thomas. You know, and he's a keeper, so he doesn't do very much. I'm only joking. I'd probably say Thomas overall would be probably the best one.